Marriage is a tough thing, no matter if you're a celebrity or not. All relationships consist of challenges, and most couples are doing their best to make it work out. When you're in the public eye, however, everything is heightened. These are some celeb couples that have gone through a lot in their marriages and have remained intact. Indeed, this proves that love is the strongest force in the world. Starting off with Shepard and Kristen Biel. These lovebirds are known for being vigilant about children's privacy, but have been very public about their relationship with each other. They have been hitched since 2013 and have 2 daughters, Lincoln and Delta. Things haven't always gone smoothly for the couple. Naturally, Dax and Kristen have gone through their fair share of ups and downs. Dax was in an open relationship before meeting Kristen. They are very consistent with where they are now despite the bumpy road. Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel. The backstory behind Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel's relationship history is quite vast. In 2007, the Say Something singer and the actress first became romantically linked with each other. Even though they did split for a brief period of time in 2011, their wedding ceremony happened in Italy in October 12, 2012. Justin and Jessica have shared many life-altering experiences throughout their journey together. They experienced the birth of their sons, professional endeavors, and unforgettable birthday celebrations. The pair is still going strong even after all these years. John Legend and Chrissy Teigen. John and Chrissy have had 2 children, Miles 4 and Luna 6. John and Chrissy have had 2 children since they got married almost a decade ago. And a 3rd child is apparently on the way. On September 14th, 2013, John and Chrissy were wedded to each other. On a podcast, John shared his thoughts on his journey with Chrissy. He said, "We've been through enough together. As a result, it has strengthened and fortified us. As a result of these tests, we've grown together and learned new things about each other. The 2 are still together and seem to be happy." Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi. Held on August 16, 2008 at their home in Beverly Hills, Ellen and Portia wore Zach posing for the special ceremony. Although there were rumors swirling around over their split, they saw them in a positive light since the rumors weren't based on any solid truth. This is likely the case with Celebrity Moment. After 14 years of marriage, the couple is still enjoying their lives together. Throughout the crazy roller coaster ride of buying and selling over 20 homes, Ellen and Portia remain happy. Sacha Baron Cohen and Isla Fisher. Sacha and Isla truly seem to be a perfect couple. They're among some of the funniest and most talented stars in Hollywood and have sustained an enduring relationship. The pair met over 20 years ago and have been married for over a decade. The celeb couple has been private in terms of their relationship and their family life. When they talk publicly about each other, it's filled with nothing but love. With 3 kids and 1 dog, Sacha and Isla definitely plan to remain with each other long term. They continue to blossom in their relationship after they first met and moved to Australia. David and Victoria Beckham. At a soccer game in 1997, David Beckham and the then Victoria Adams were first introduced to each other. With their love quickly escalating, David proposed to Victoria within the first year of their meeting with a marquee-shaped diamond ring. They welcomed their first child in March 1999 and got married 4 months later on July 4th. In their 20 years and counting of marriage, they had 3 more children and exchanged vows again in 2017. Their story proves that true love does exist. Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar. Without a doubt, Freddie and Sarah were the it couple of the 1990s. You'd be pleased to know that they are still very happily together 20 years later. The actress of Buffy the Vampire Slayer fame and the handsome heartthrob of the teen comedy She's All That met in 1997 on the set of the horror slasher I Know What You Did Last Summer. During an accidental encounter in Mexico years later, it wasn't until then that the co-stars became more than just friends. And in 2002, they tied the knot at a Mexican resort. 7 years later, they welcomed Charlotte Grace first in 2009 and then Rocky James in 2012. Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones. For the past 20 years, Michael and Catherine Douglas have been married to each other. They first met in August 1998 at the Duval American Film Festival in France after being introduced by Danny DeVito. On November 18, 2000, they had their wedding at New York's Plaza Hotel. Michael and Catherine have 2 children. Michael's son Cameron, 42, comes from his previous relationship. After a separation in 2013, the pair are still together to this day. Jay-Z and Beyoncé. This celebrity couple began dating in 2001, even though they met a year prior. This celebrity couple began dating in 2001, even though they met a year prior. They secretly wed on April 4, 2008. Due to the nature of being in the public eye, there were many cheating allegations pertaining to their relationship. Even Jay-Z admitted to his infidelity in June 2017, but is grateful that Beyoncé forgave him. They have 3 children, Blue Ivy, who was born in 2012, and 2 twins, Sir and Rumi, who were born in 2017. For over 20 years, the couple has been staying strong. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. In 1994, even though Jada Pinkett Smith actually auditioned for a role in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, she and Will's relationship developed off-screen. It was in 1997 that the two tied the knot. After 28 years of marriage, Will and Jada's two children are also in the limelight. Willow, 21, and Jaden, 23. Trey Smith is Will's first son from a separate marriage. Jada confirmed in 2020 that she had dated August Alsina while she and Will were on a break, and the media was buzzing with that news. Elton John and David Furnish. Elton John and David Furnish met each other in the most unexpected way while at a mutual friend's dinner party in 1993. With the chemistry off the charts, the two set up their first date the day after their party. Becoming civil partners in December 2005, John and Furnish got married 9 years later because same-gender marriage was legalized. The couple is parents to two sons, Zachary Jackson Levin Furnish John and Elijah Joseph Daniel Furnish John. Matthew Broderick and Sarah Jessica Parker. Because of their combined love for theater, Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick met in 1991. They got married in 1997, a year before Parker's hit HBO series premiered. In the span of their being together for nearly 30 years, they had 3 children, Tabitha Hodge, James Wilkie, and Marion Elwell. The couple's 25th wedding anniversary was on May 19th, 2022. Parker posted on her Instagram a photo of her leaning against Broderick and another one of their wedding invitation to honor their anniversary. Kevin Bacon and Kyra Sedgwick. Kevin Bacon and Kyra Sedgwick have been married for more than 3 decades and their love knows no bounds. They first met each other in 1970s when Bacon was performing in a play. On June 23rd, 1988, the two had their first child, Travis. Bacon and Sedgwick welcomed Sosie, their youngest child, who is also an actress, on March 15th, 1992. For 34 years, the pair have raised 2 children, tried to stay out of the tangled web of Hollywood, and still remain in love. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson. In the early 1980s, while starring on the ABC sitcom Bosom Buddies, Hanks and Wilson became acquainted with one another. Even though at the time, Samantha Luz was Hanks' sweetheart, their relationship went public in 1986. After Hanks and Wilson began dating, the couple married 2 years later in 1988. The couple had 2 children, Truman Theodore Hanks and Chester Chet Hanks. They have been partners both professionally and personally for a long time. Not only have they acted together, but they've also made films, raised 2 sons, and supported each other during their weakest moments. Stedman Graham and Oprah Winfrey. 1986, when Oprah Winfrey's show debuted, she had begun dating Stedman Graham. Miraculously, the pair are still together to this day. They didn't have any children together for nearly 40 years of marriage, but Graham does have a daughter from another relationship. Winfrey and Graham called off the wedding a year after their engagement. However, it was rumored that they secretly tied the knot from a fabricated report from a magazine. Some believe that if they would have gotten married, their relationship wouldn't have lasted. Christopher Guest and Jamie Lee Curtis. Well, this certainly doesn't happen much anymore. After Curtis discovered Guest in a 1984 magazine, she contacted him about going out. Amazingly, she heard back from him and went out on a date the following day. The two got married in December of that same year. Curtis and Guest have 2 adopted children, Annie, 35, and Ruby, 26. On July 29, 2021, they announced that their son, Thomas, was transgender. Thomas became Ruby in March 1996. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. Russell and Hawn started dating after their prior marriages ended in 1983. It was that very year that they met each other on the set of Swing Shift. Hawn fell in love with Russell after he told her this corny pickup line, "It looks like you have a great figure." In 1983, they had their first child, Wyatt, while also being responsible for raising their children from their other marriages. Along with Wyatt, they raised Hawn's children, Oliver and Kate, as well as Russell's son, Boston. The couple has been dating for nearly 40 years, but they don't have any plans of getting married yet. Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne. In 1970, Ozzy's second wife, Sharon, was introduced to the rock star. Their relationship turned romantic in 1979 when she was only 18 years old. Ozzy and Sharon got married in 1982 after becoming parents to Kelly, Aim, and son Jack. Lily Tomlin and Jane Wagner. Tomlin and Wagner got married in 2013 on New Year's Eve after being together for more than 4 decades. Wagner was an actress on the show Desperate Housewives, and Tomlin had been in the business since the mid-1960s. Wagner didn't foresee the same-gender marriage would become legal while she was alive. The couple made the decision to not have any kids because of all that's happening in the world. They did, however, celebrate their 50th anniversary in 2020. Courtney B. Vance and Angela Bassett. As Hollywood legends, Vance and Bassett first met while at Yale School of Drama, and that's where they quickly took a liking to each other. Their success hasn't only been reflected in their acting careers, but also in the longevity of their marriage. Since tying the knot in October 12, 1997, the happy pair have been together for 24 years and counting. They became parents in 2006 with the welcoming of fraternal twins Slater and Bronwyn, Ben Stiller and Christine Taylor. Having co-starred in a host of projects together, Stiller and Taylor have been married since 2000. They did hit a bumpy road, but got through it. Their relationship never definitively ended, and Taylor, 50, and Stiller, 56, shared how they rekindled their marriage after nearly 5 years ago they got separated. The pair didn't date others while they were split up, a source divulges. They did announce in February 2022 that they were getting back together. Samuel Jackson and LaTanya Richardson. While they were in college, Jackson and Richardson Jackson first met, and it's been over 4 decades since they tied the knot. The couple is serious about staying together and has promised each other to stick with their marriage. They got married in 1980, and their producer daughter, Zoe, is an Emmy winner. The pair have said that their dedication to remaining in a relationship is keeping them going. Again, true love prevails here. Ice-T and Coco. Shortly after meeting on a music video set, rapper Ice-T and the model Nicole Natalie Austin got married in 2005. The couple is the perfect match despite their 20-year age gap. Ice-T and Coco Austin welcomed their daughter into the world in 2015. Over the years, their relationship has received much criticism. In 2021, they celebrated their 21st wedding anniversary, and many people were shocked to discover how long they've been married. It's no easy feat surviving marriage in the crazy industry, but they found a way to make it work. Will Ferrell and Vivica Pollan. For most of Will Ferrell's career, Vivica Pollan, his wife, has been right by his side. The two first met in an acting class, and in 1995, they dated for a short period of time before separating. Luckily, they found each other again and got married in 2000. Since reuniting, their marriage has resulted in having 3 sons, Mateus, Magnus, and Axel. How do Ferrell and Pollan continue to have such a successful marriage? Well, humor plays a very important part. Don Gummer and Meryl Streep. Gummer and Streep first met in 1978 while Streep was grieving the passing of her co-star and then boyfriend, John Cazale. To make matters worse, she was also evicted from the apartment they had lived in together. 6 months later, in September 1978, Gummer and Streep got married in her parents' garden. The couple is proud parents of 4 children. They have 3 daughters, Grace Summer, Mamie Gummer, and Louisa Gummer, and their only son, Henry Gummer. To this day, they are still happily together. Michael J. Fox and Tracy Pollan. In 1985, while working on the smash hit sitcom Family Ties, Fox, 61, and Pollan, 62, met each other. Although their relationship actually began when they worked together on the 1988 film Bright Lights, Big City, their marriage has lasted for 34 years and continues to go on. The couple has 4 children. Over the last 30 years, Fox and Pollan have endured a lot of struggles, mostly from battling illness. To this day, they remain happily by each other's side through it all. Denzel and Pauletta Washington. Denzel and Pauletta have been married for nearly 4 decades, a rather rare occurrence in Hollywoodland. The pair have gone through countless ups and downs throughout their almost 40 years of marriage, but continue to remain close. On June 25, 1983, Denzel and Pauletta tied the knot. The Washingtons went to South Africa after renewing their vows in 1995. In 1987, they had their first child, John, and their second child, Keisha. In 1991, they had their twin children, Olivia and Malcolm. Robert Downey Jr. and Susan Levitt. During the production of the psychological thriller Gothica, this is where Robert and Susan first met, and Susan produced it. A month later, Robert popped the question to Susan. 2004, the two appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show, where they revealed all the details of their engagement. On August 27, 2005, the couple got married nearly 2 years after their engagement. Robert and Susan's first daughter was born on November 4th, 2014. Susan is the stepmother of Robert's first child from his first marriage, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. In 2010, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively first met on the set of Green Lantern. During that time, they were both in relationships, but in 2011, they ended those and began dating each other. Contrary to what most people thought, Ryan and Blake actually made it. Despite their 11-year age difference, they proved everybody wrong. They tied the knot in 2012 and are still happily married. They are parents to 3 children and there's a 4th baby on the way. Matthew McConaughey and Camilla Alvis. It was at a club in 2006 when McConaughey and Alvis first met each other. The connection was immediate, according to Matthew. He said, "She showed up and she moved right to left in front of my eyes across that club." Even though they're 12 years apart in age, that obviously has no effect on their relationship. Matthew remains acting and Camilla continues to fulfill her modeling career. Prince William and Kate Middleton. In 2004, Prince William and Kate Middleton met when they were both students attending St. Andrews University. Unfortunately, the two broke up in 2007, but got back together a few months later. They got married in 2011, officially making Kate a part of the royal family. As a real-life Cinderella, Kate is still living out a fantasy with Prince William. The two have 3 children together and they're now Wales' new prince and princess. Neil Patrick Harris and David Burtka. While David was with a mutual friend of theirs in New York, he and Neil had a chance encounter. David was seeing somebody at the time, but he ran into Neil later on and they formed a friendship. It didn't take long for Harris and Burtka's relationship to become romantic and they officially started dating. As of last year, the pair have been together for nearly 2 decades. They have 2 children together too and are happily living life together. Seth Rogen and Lauren Miller. In 2004, Rogen and Miller met through a mutual friend. The actors have been married since 2011 and seem to be very content with their lives. When they were asked about having children, the two made it clear that they don't intend to have any. Additionally, Rogen shared some insight into their relationship. He said, "We have so much fun. I don't know anyone who gets as much happiness out of their kids as we get out of our non-kids." Harrison Ford and Callista Flockhart. Flockhart is 23 years younger than Ford, and they met in 2002, and they met at the 2002 Golden Globes Awards show. The two actors dated for a whole 8 years before getting hitched. Maybe that's the trick, considering they're still together today. Callista has an adopted son, Liam, whom Ford helped raise. From previous marriages, Ford himself has 4 children. Seeing as this is Ford's 3rd marriage, it proves that 3rd time is the charm. LeBron James and Savannah Brinson. Nobody should accuse Savannah Brinson of being a gold digger. The interior designer has been with LeBron James, her husband, since high school, which was way before he joined the NBA. In 2013, the couple finally tied the knot, and they've done a wonderful job of navigating LeBron's fame. They have 3 kids together, Bronny, Bryce, and Zuri. Brinson is mostly in charge of raising them because of James's hectic schedule. John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. John Krasinski and Emily Blunt first met in 2008 when she was with a mutual friend at a restaurant. Both the actors say they fell in love at first glance. The couple got engaged after less than a year of dating each other and are still happily together. They have 2 daughters together named Hazel and Violet. The pair are notorious for working together on film projects, such as the horror thriller franchise A Quiet Place, which has become a massive success. Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz. Bardem and Cruz are known for keeping their relationship separate from their public lives, despite them both being notable Hollywood actors. Most people do know that in 1992, they met on the set of Jamón Jamón, Spanish comedy drama. They tied the knot in 2010 and are parents to 2 children, Luna, their daughter, and Leon, their son. Swizz Beatz and Alicia Keys. Famous singer Alicia Keys and record producer Swizz Beatz have been a couple since 2008. They met when they were teenagers, yet it wasn't really love at first sight. Alicia has shared her first impression of Beatz. "Everything with him is really over the top. I used to see him and think he is so annoying." The pair eventually did fall in love and got wed in 2010. Keys and Beatz have 2 children together, and Beatz has 3 children from prior relationships. Brad Hall and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. At 61, Julia Louis-Dreyfus has created a notable career for herself that spans 30 years. Brad Hall is the man that has stood by her side through it all. The two met at Northwestern University when they were both students. They appeared on Saturday Night Live together and got married in 1987. Not only did they work together on Watching Ellie, but they also have 2 sons, Henry, 28, and Charlie, 24. Julia was dealing with some health issues in 2017 and Brad helped her overcome them. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. Kutcher and Kunis first met acting on That 70s Show together. They didn't start dating until years after that, though. They were both in serious relationships at the time of their meeting, but actually rekindled their spark in 2012 at the 69th Golden Globe Awards. In February 2014, the couple got married and they had their first child, Wyatt Isabel Kutcher, on October 1st, 2014. The two got married on July 4th, 2015. On November 30th, 2016, Kunis gave birth to baby number 2, Jerry and Jessica Seinfeld. The couple met at Reebok Gym in Manhattan, New York. Actually, Jessica was already married, but they were having issues by the time Jerry came into the picture. At first, she wasn't too interested in him, and then later that changed. Jessica's infidelity was a shock to her then husband at the time. It was evident she and Jerry shared some special spark that was undeniable. Their relationship kept progressing and they got engaged 1 year after they began dating. And at a private ceremony on Christmas in 1999, they tied the knot. Bryan Cranston and Robin Dearden. In 1986, actors Cranston and Dearden met each other while filming the military drama Airwolf. Their chemistry was undeniable and they felt connected, but they were already with other people at the time. Coincidentally, they met again a year later and continued where they had left things. It was serendipitous, according to Cranston. His proposal to Dearden was very romantic and they are still happily married to this day. The couple have one child together, Taylor, born in 1993. Jeff Richmond and Tina Fey. Tina Fey and Jeff Richmond's love story first began in the early 1990s. Fey was taking improv classes while completing her drama degree at the University of Virginia, and Richmond had finished his study of music composition and theory at Kent State University. He found a gig as an in-house pianist at Del Close's Improv Olympic Theater, which is where he met the comedian and actress-to-be. They fell head over heels for each other, tying the knot in June 2001. Paul Bettany and Jennifer Connelly. Actors Paul Bettany and Jennifer Connelly met each other while on the set of 2001's A Beautiful Mind, starring Russell Crowe and directed by Ron Howard. Jennifer was actually in a relationship with actor Josh Charles. She and Bettany became close friends. Connelly has shared that it was truly love at first sight and Paul's guitar skills definitely helped. On New Year's Day in 2003, the couple wed quietly at an intimate gathering in Scotland with only their families attending. Mark Wahlberg and Rhea Durham. Since 2001, Wahlberg and Durham have been together. They met at a press junket in New York City and the next day had their first official date. Wahlberg knew she was the one, without any hesitation. In 2003, they welcomed their first child, Ella Ray, and have 3 other children. It's undeniable that the couple is still as happy as when they first met. Which celebrity couple have you been surprised at how long they've stayed together? Let us know your thoughts and we'll see you on the next Trending Matter.